Unlike florals for spring, these finds truly are groundbreaking. Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 details you missed in The Devil Wears Prada. For this list, we'll be looking at interesting moments you might not have caught in this 2006 film. Number 10. Which Patrick? In one memorable scene from the movie, Miranda asks Andy to get de Marchelier on the phone.
Did de Marchelier confirm?
De Marchelier?
De Marchelier? Did he get him on the phone?
She, of course, is completely unfamiliar with famed photographer Patrick de Marchelier, and Emily has to step in.
Do you have de Marchelier?
De Marchelier. Oh, leave it.
Later, though, we see Andy calling a Patrick, and at least one writer on the website Man Repeller has a theory on who it might be.
I have Miranda Priestley calling for... Okay. I have Patrick.
Amelia Diamond pointed to Patrick Jane, the character from The Mentalist, as a possible recipient of the call. He's played by Simon Baker, who just so happens to play Christian Thompson in The Devil Wears Prada.
Hi.
Christian Thompson.
Christian Thompson? You're kidding.
Convoluted? Perhaps. But maybe he used his skills of reading people to help Miranda out. Number 9. Bagelgate.
Hi. I have an appointment with Emily Charlton.
Andrea Sachs?
Yes?
At the beginning of the movie, when Andy first arrives at Runway, we see the entire staff panic when they realize Miranda's about to arrive.
Move it!
I don't understand why it's so difficult to confirm an appointment.
No, I'm so sorry, Miranda.
Nigel tells everyone to gird their loins and questions who Andy is before asking aloud if anyone recently ate an onion bagel, scrunching up his nose at the apparently vile smell.
Did someone eat an onion bagel?
In an earlier scene, we saw Andy grab a bagel on the way to her interview. But some eagle-eyed fans have noticed that the one she was handed didn't look like onion, but rather whole wheat. Not to mention, after she grabs her bagel, it seems to inconsistently appear and disappear several times while she's on her way to the office. Number 8. Dress embellished with teardrop pearls. Any movie that's about high fashion will inevitably look dated relatively quickly, considering how rapidly styles come and go. In many ways, The Devil Wears Prada holds up, but there are a few instances where a rewatch will reveal some pretty ridiculous sartorial moments.
Of course, I plan my whole year around this.
Well, we're so grateful that you do.
One takes place during the gala scene, where a sick Emily is struggling to remember a guest's name in order to inform Miranda.
I just can't remember what his name is. I just saw his name this morning on the list. Oh, I know this.
In the background is a woman with a black dress that's embellished with teardrop-style pearls dangling from her breast region. Was this ever in style? Number 7. Look both ways.
Do you know what really just gets me about this whole thing? Is that, you're the one who said that you don't really care about this stuff. And you don't really care about fashion, you just want to be a journalist. And what a pile of bollocks!
Is it any surprise that Emily was hit by a car, causing her serious injuries that prevented her from going to Paris? It seems that no one in this movie actually looks both ways before crossing the street. In the opening scene, we see a group of fashionable women getting ready for their days and hailing cabs from seemingly the middle of the road. In the same scene, Andy runs right in front of a car on her way to the subway. Throughout the film, she does the same thing several times, and it's a wonder she doesn't end up in the hospital like Emily. Number 6. Partially real picture. In one scene, we see a photograph of a younger Andy with her parents. Anne Hathaway poses as the younger version of herself, and David Marshall Grant, who plays her on-screen father, is in the photo as well.
What's this?
I don't want you to get behind me, Ren.
Dad, how did you... I'm gonna kill Mom.
But interestingly enough, rather than hiring an actress to pose as Andy's mom, actress Anne Hathaway's real mother appears in the photo. Kate McCauley Hathaway actually used to be an actress herself, so we wonder why they used her for this shot only. Either way, it definitely adds a layer of authenticity to it all. Number 5. The Britney Snake.
It's a busy day, and my personal life is hanging by a thread, that's all.
Well, join the club. And that's what happens when you start doing well at work, darling.
When Andy finally hits her stride and becomes a competent employee of Runway, we see her head to a photo shoot in Central Park that has an urban jungle theme, with models wearing masks and animal-inspired outfits.
Oh, I get it. The piece is called Urban Jungle, right?
Yes, the modern woman unleashes the animal within to take on the big city. Good, go.
There is a brief moment where we see a yellow and white snake that looks a whole lot like the Burmese python that Britney Spears famously performed with at the 2001 VMAs. There's nothing to suggest it's the same snake, but how many Burmese python snake performers can there possibly be in the industry? Number 4. Advanced doors. If you caught this one, you deserve an award.
Oh my god. What took you so long? I have to pee!
And you've probably seen The Devil Wears Prada too many times.
Run-throughs are a huge deal. I don't know why you don't know that.
In one scene, we see 2 women walking through a set of doors at Runway. And despite the fact that the doors are clearly labeled push, they manage to pull and they work anyway.
What exactly is she wearing?
Her grandmother's skirt.
Are these fancy doors ones that work both ways? If so, why would they say push instead of nothing at all? If the set designer simply got the labels wrong, how could they not notice such an obvious mistake? We have so many questions. Number 3. The Toe Ring. This is a movie about the cutthroat high fashion industry, as you know.
Yes, that's true. That's really what this multi-billion-dollar industry is all about anyway, isn't it?
And in the film, we see many dazzling outfits in both runway shows and on the employees of Runway magazine. After Andy undergoes a dramatic makeover partway through the story, she is just as stylish as the women we saw at the beginning of the movie, and fits in flawlessly in her workplace.
Are you wearing the
Chanel boots? Yeah, I am.
You look good.
And yet, when she wakes up in Paris, she's wearing a toe ring. Can someone explain this to us? There is no way that toe rings were cool in 2006. Was this supposed to be a vestige of Andy's old, deeply unfashionable persona? We'll never know.
I'm still the same person I was. I still want the same things. Okay? Promise. Same Andy. Better clothes.
I like the old clothes.
Number 2. Cold or no cold?
How's the cold doing?
Like death warmed up.
On the day of Miranda's charity benefit, Emily is sick and is dismayed that she won't be well for the event, though she won't miss it for the world.
Before the benefit tonight, I need to make sure that you're both fully prepped on the guest list.
But I thought that only the first assistant went to the benefit.
Only when the first assistant hasn't decided to become an incubus of viral plague.
Andy is asked to go along as well, and Emily trains her for her duties by having her memorize the names of many of the important attendees. Then at the event itself, Andy outperforms Emily, who seems to not be thinking straight because of her illness. Throughout all this, though, Emily's cold symptoms are totally inconsistent. For instance, she has a red nose in one scene, but not another. This doesn't really add up because it's all supposed to take place over a short period of time.
Does anybody else have anything I can possibly use? Antibacterial wipes, perhaps?
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. How are Andy and her friends so successful?
I make port wine reductions all day. I'm not exactly in the Peace Corps. You know, I wouldn't care if you were out there pole dancing all night.
Okay, maybe things were just better in 2006, but how in the world are we supposed to believe the lives that Andy, her boyfriend Nate, and all of their friends are living? Andy's supposed to be a recent college grad, and she's getting a paid job at a magazine in her early 20s.
You got a job at a fashion magazine? Mm-hmm. What is it, a phone interview?
Oh, wow. Kid, sure.
Nate is perhaps a little bit older, but there is no way they can afford an apartment like that in Manhattan on entry-level salaries.
So we spent a whole semester on potatoes alone. Take the fry and squeeze it and see how firm that is.
Not to mention, one of their friends was in charge of a high-class gallery.
Hey, this show is amazing. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Sorry, but even in the mid-aughts, there's just no way any of this was realistic. Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.